Good afternoon everybody, welcome back to Carnation Crafts TV. I'm Laura, we've got Bunny next door, ready to read your messages and your comments. Now if you missed the earlier two shows, we have been so busy. We are 70% of the stock of this has gone in the first show, so I'm not sure where we are with stock at the minute. This is our brand new launch. Like I said, it launched earlier. This is the Sunrise to Sunset collection. It is such a lovely collection, so usable. I'm going to go through it quickly so you can see you've got on the horizon, which gives us these apertures with scenes in there. I'm going to spin it around just to show you that the apertures themselves, let's go there so we can see. This is all one die. You do have elements there that you can add in if you wish, but this is one die, and you've got those little hold lines there, those little pips that you can cut out to build these layers up. So you could cut one off, cut another one off, cut two. You can add these and build them up how how you want. Now you've got them in those three shapes there as well. So you can build those up, and then you've got your scene building elements in there as well. So you've got your clouds and your floral grounding elements in there as well to build. Then you've got your entwined embellishments. So you've got that torn paper, you've got that twine, you've got the bows and those floral sprays there as well. So you've got them to kind of just add in those extra touches, add in some texture to your cards and projects as well. Then we're going to go over to our cyclist. So you can see there you've got your ready for the road, you've got your cyclist there and the bike. Really unusual one, I think that one is. Then you've got on the water, so you've got the boat. I think it looks like a classic-y type of boat to me. It's like wood. Yeah, like a classic wooden one, really nice. So you've got your on the water, then you've got your prized possession, and you've got the post there as well. And then you've got hold for the camera, so you've got your golfer there and the golf bag ready to go together. Then you've got well tended, so you've got your gardener there with those little elements to build into the scene. Then you've got full steam ahead. So you've got your steam train there with the steam coming out. I love that because I think there's so many different ways of using that. And then you've got off the beaten path. So you've got your hiker there, and you've also got the silhouette of the hiker as well that you can build into those scenes, which works absolutely perfectly. And then all the way down the bottom, because you haven't finished yet, you've also got your free rider as well, which I love that on the motorbike. And you've got those sign again. So those two signs I was saying, you could put numbers in those if you wanted to, or you could put like a birthday number, or you could put a little sentiment in there. So all of that, okay, so far you've got 10 dies, and then you've also got a stamp set in here as well. So you've also got your stamps of your sentiments. So you've got happy birthday, time to celebrate, a new milestone, reach new heights, your limited edition. No mountain too high, you're 1 in a million, you're the man, enjoy the little things, you've achieved so much, your hard work has paid off, man of the moment, so proud of you, you've got this, keep climbing, today's a new day, stay strong. There's so much in there, really lovely sentiments. So you've got 10 dies and a sentiment stamp set for $99.99, which is amazing. It's item number 251103. You can type in sunrise sunset, or obviously you've there got the QR code there as well, so you can scan that too. Now we do also have the Rustic twine edge frames, which I absolutely love. These, once you've got shapes, like when you take your basic shapes and then you start adding things like these frames into them, it elevates your cards so much. I'm going to spin one round so you can see, because there's, look at that, look how much you are getting in here. There's a lot of metal that you're getting in here for your money. Now you've got mass and layers to go on the back, and then you can see you've got that rustic edge dye as well, which is a completely separate dye. So you can use that completely on its own, or you can obviously use that with the layer, and then you're gonna have that lovely matte layer with that edge. Now the actual rustic twine, so this twine part has got almost like those pips in it for like the easy apertures. So what you can do is you can cut that out in say white, and then cut it out with the perfect papers, and then you're going to have that lovely frame in that twine design. Now you do get the 6 in there, so I think you were covered on so many different bases. You've got the square, the circle, the oval, the rectangle, the DL and the diamond in there. So, and they work together as well. You know, don't be afraid of putting the circle with the DL or the diamond in with the square. Mix them up, they work perfectly together. And then something else that's also going to work completely perfectly with everything that we've shown you is the perfect papers. I love the colours in here. They're great, really nice, strong colours in there. You've got the dot design and you've got the stripe design in here as well. These are $14.99. Obviously, if you're going to put them in with either one of the collections, then you're going to get into that free P&P mark anyway. But this is 251121. Right, I'm going to show you some of the design team samples before we move on. Let's pop that there. And then, so they've got one here by Pam. How lovely is that? I love how she's put the clouds in. Oh, look at this one. We got this one here by Vera. Do you know who that could be for? No? Next door? And then I don't know. I don't know, because I know she had a new bike. So basically one of the girls in the warehouse, her and her partner go out riding bikes together. So me and Bunny are just having a debate of if it's the same type of bike as that. I don't think it is a Harley. I don't know. We will. I don't think it, I don't know. Right, look. Now you can really see how you can build up the scenes with this one. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the glare on the screen, but when I first looked at that, it looked to me like they were going for a walk on the beach. And I don't know if it's because of the glare, but there it kind of looks like this is more bluey and that was more yellowy, so it looked like, you know, like a distant picture of like where the sea and the sand meet. I don't know. Oh, she can see that one. Christmas, she can see anything Christmas, but the sea and the sand. Ah, she's saying Halloween's over, everything can be Christmas now. Oh, we could put some little fairy lights on the boat. Can have a Christmas tree coming out of the back of the boat. Right, we got a lovely one there, look, by Fiona, and then we've got one here by Vera. They come to life. The scenes bring them together, and it just for me, I always say mail cards are so awkward to make for. I think Carnation have completely covered that area completely now. You know, you've got your golfer, and do you know what? One of the things I was saying in the earlier show, like the cyclist, you know, it's not something that I don't think I've seen a cyclist like that in a dye form. So it's something really unusual as well. They just work so effortlessly with the scenes. Look at this. So Fiona did this one. You can see, look, how much depth and dimension you can get building those scenes up. So them ones you can really build up and get that aperture look with these, and they look stunning just on their own, just with the scenes on the horizon. They look absolutely amazing. Right, so we're going to go to the board so you can see exactly what each one is going to look like for you. So we're going to start off with on the horizon. So you can see your 3 designs here that are going to give you those mountains, they're going to give you those scenes that you can build up. So obviously this one now. There you go. So we've just been told, this is like a bike that she used to have, but she sold it now, so her bike isn't like that anymore. So technically, Bunny, we were both right. We were both right, and she could make memory books of this and like scrapbooking and stuff. Oh, there you go. Right, so we've got our scenes. Now this is the arch shape. So like I said, this is one complete die. You've got your little pip parts here that are going to hold these into place. So they're like the easy aperture. You just snip those to release, and then it's up to you what you build in. So you can build in and layer these up like that, and look how much you can get on there. Now, do you know what? I was thinking earlier, do you know if you really wanted to go to town with this and build it up, you could go, so you cut this one out, then cut that and this out, then cut them out, then cut that out. So it goes like that. So instead of it being like this, you could do it like that in different like steps, and that's gonna like, yeah, that would double the amount of layers that you'd have in it. So that would go, so from that you'd have double the amount. It would, wouldn't it? Get some tiny lights behind it, behind the back one, so you've got the lights coming from the sunrise. Right, and I'm just going to pop this next to it so you can see that you do have your different times of the day as well. But I mean, a sympathy card, that could be for anything at all, couldn't it? Wedding cards, baby cards. I can even imagine like the I can't remember the name of the collection. The collection we had with the little baby, the little bear, you know, with the frame and stuff. I can even imagine that, just the bear, but there, and like a new baby. And it would still look perfect with it, you know, sympathy cards. I honestly believe that just them like that, and then just put a sentiment on there, they look stunning just like that. Something really different as well, if you do make and sell, something unusual as well. And then still in the same die, you've also got your scene building elements. So you can build these up on the bottoms of your car. I was going to get mine, but it's over there. So you've got your grounding elements, you've got this path that can add as a path, and then you've got your clouds as well. So you can build those up obviously into the apertures to make them look more realistic. And then you've got your entwined embellishments. So you've got your twine there, so it looks as if you've wrapped twine around your card. You've got your like paper strips there, so you can see they've got that tear in them, so they look as if you've torn a piece of paper out of a book. You've got your bows there in that same twine as well, so you can build that in. And then you've got those little flourishes there as well that you can build up. So a really nice one to add in some texture to your cards. Right, then we go on to full steam ahead. I love this. I think it's just usable for so many occasions. You know, you could use this to make like a wizard card, a children's card, it could be a Christmas card. This could be so many different things. Obviously it's great for mail cards, or anybody actually that likes going out train spotting, anything at all. That is absolutely perfect. I love that you've got the steam as well. It really does add that texture in to the image. Then you've got well tended, so you've got your gardener, you've got your flower pots there and the watering can. I love him sitting down. And I love with the people that you get in this collection, you can't see their face either. So it's like, that could be anybody. You could look at that and imagine your grandfather or your father, whereas like somebody else might imagine their brother. You know, you can just imagine the person that is. And then you've got ready for the road, so you've got your cyclist and your bike there, ready to go. You've got your hold for the camera. I do. Bunny's just said that she thinks this one will be popular on its own. I do as well. I feel like everybody I speak to knows somebody that is a golfer. So I do think this one would be a good one. Now you've got the mat as well for him. So even if you wanted to bring him to the front of like another project or another card, you've got the mat there as well. So you can really make him pop it, but you've got the golf bag there to go with it as well. Then you've got prized possession. So you've got that classic car with the post there as well. You could pop something, you know, a number or something into the post too if you wanted to. Again, you've got the mat. Now, one of the things I love the Carnation do is look at the image. They ground the images for you. So your image never looks as if it's just like floating or if it's just an image next to something. They flow, and that's why, because look, it's grounded for you. It doesn't look like just a boat that has been stuck there. You can slip them away if you want to add them into something else, but even if you just pop that on a card and a sentiment, it looks perfect. So you've got on the water. Then we've got our free rider, and again with that post, so you could pop something into there. And then we've got off the beaten path with the silhouette there as well of that little hiker, which works so well with the scenes too. So you can see you're getting a lot in that collection. So like I said, it's 10 dies that you're getting plus the stamp set. And when I say 10 dies, like on the horizon, I'm counting as one die. So you've got 10 dies in there. Then I'm just going to quickly go through the Rustic Twine Edge collection so you can see exactly what these look like cut out, but also to see the size on these as well, because they are such a lovely size in each one of these. So this is the rectangle. You can see your twine detail there. It is such a thin, delicate frame. It really does add an extra layer and texture to your project. Then you've got the DL. You can see there, really, really lovely. Again, I think something different, and in different colorways, these will look completely different too. Then you've got the diamond. That one almost makes my eyes go funny, like an optical illusion. I don't know if it's going in or it's going out. Then you've got your circle. You've got your square. And you've got your oval. So you can see there's so much in there, such a lovely size. And like I said, that detail that you've got there works so well. Don't forget, they are those easy apertures, so you can snip into them and have it as a frame, or you can snip them out and use them in a completely different way. But we are going to demo using, oh actually I'm going to mix it up, so we're going to use both. But we are focusing on the sunrise to sunset collection that you can see there. Like we said, such a big collection. There's so much that you were getting there for $99.99, and it has been so popular. So stock permitting, it will be there when you go to check out. Right, I'm all tangled up there. Right, where are we? There, right, so we're using, Bunny just said to me, you love that hammered cardstock, don't you? I do, I did tell you, didn't I? When I seen it, I was like, you were going to get sick of me telling people that that is what I'm using. It is such a lovely cardstock. I feel like it gives you that almost like expensive feel. Like it's really, really lovely, and it does add, especially if you do more of a clean and simple look to your card, it really does add almost like that layer of texture into your project, which can make a big difference to your card. So I really do like using this. Right, I'm going to add some foam tape. Now I'm using the rectangle from the Rustic Edge collection for the base, and then obviously I've gone in then with the next layer for here, and then I'm just going to add, so I am doing white on white, so I'm just going to add some tape in between these layers. So I've gone in then with the next layer down and then just added in some tape. If ever you do like a clean, a simple card or something like this with white on white, adding in some foam pads or foam tape in between each layer will make a world of difference, because that layer now stands out, whereas if I'd have glued that down flat, you probably wouldn't have been able to see it. So adding some tape will really make a difference. So I'm going to do the same here. So this layer now, we've gone in and I've got that twine design going around the edge, so you can see that, and I'll show you that in a minute. But you've got the option then of adding in different colours with this. Let's add a little bit there. I'll just stick that there. Right, let's pop this down. So I've cut the 3 of these. They're all the same cardstock. So a new hammered cardstock. If you haven't seen it yet, have a look on the website. It's say hammered cardstock, but to me I'd say it looks like watercolor cardstock. You see the texture in there, it's really lovely. It does add some really nice texture to your card too. So we've got that there now, which I think looks really pretty. Like for your card base with your matte layer, that stands out and it does look different. Now for the next bit, I've cut this layer again and I've snipped out that twine detail. So it's going to look like that. So you've got the option of cutting these how you want them. So you can add in different colorways and add in different bits like that. Now I'm sure, I don't know if this is one of our perfect papers. Oh, can you? It's like a, no, it's like a dark, like I wouldn't say it's black, but it's like a very, very dark grey. Almost black? I don't know. Oh, right, this is going to go on there like that. Now look how thin that is. But that gives you the illusion now of a layer of black cardstock under this layer, when actually we've just got that lovely frame there, but that gives you that effect. Right, and then we're going to go in with the diamond next. So like I said, do not be afraid of mixing and matching these shapes together. That is going to go in the middle there. So let's get some tape on that. And then we can build this up. But I did do one in the earlier show, if you missed it, where I used the DL and circle. So don't be afraid of mixing and matching them up. And even if you cut it out and you kind of place it on top and you think, oh, do you know what? Maybe I need a smaller one, or I'm going to keep it for another time. You know, these are your your essential ones. So even if you've cut it out, just put it to one side. You will use it. You're never going to waste anything at all. Right, so that's going to go. Let me check that I'm putting this the right way round. That goes on there. Yes, that's fine. Right, so that's going to go there, like that. And then we'll glue this down flat. So the diamond, well, it's not even a diamond. On the horizon, you get the artwork for those scenes. And now you've got the teardrop one. I've actually used that to cut this diamond out. So don't be afraid to go in and mix and match your shapes. Okay, so you would not know that wasn't meant for that shape, but you can still use it. Okay, so that is going to sit there, and then we're going to just raise this one up on to the back of that other layer. Just add a bit of tape. And then this is just going to go in the middle. And there, like that. So we've got that there. Now I've done exactly the same thing on the outside I've done on the diamond. So I've cut it out again with that black art, and then that's going to go there like that, just to frame the scene then. So you've got the matching bit of twine then on the inside. Funny, do you know what I've just thought? Do you seeing these in like this in black? No. Don't they look like the string of like fairy lights? She very reluctantly just agreed with me. You could put the tiny lights there and then have like the little drops so they look like fairy lights coming off them. Do you know what I mean? Like they look like that cable, don't they? Because that's all like twisted, isn't it? Yeah, you can use them for Halloween, for Christmas. Right, we got that there. So that, now you can see, look, we've got some nice dimension on there, and we've got that scene in the middle. But these frames, you can see how that just brings it together completely. So, and I am using the diamond and the rectangle for that one. So do not be afraid of mixing and matching those shapes up, because they work together really, really well. Right, so we're going to go in now with, so this is one of the grounding elements that come in the on the horizon one. So this is just going to sit along the bottom of our card. Let me just put up some glue on there like that. So that's just going to sit there. And then, now again, so this is one of the grounding elements in the on the horizon die set. So that comes like that. And then all I've done is I've just snipped that bit off, because I just want to make this, so instead of just putting it there, which obviously looks absolutely fine, but I wanted to make this longer and have it slightly offset. So just don't be afraid to snip into them. So I'm going to come in first with the biker. So I've got free rider, Now he is going to sit, or she is going to go about there. So let's pop this in first. Right, so that is going to go about there. And then I'm going to bring my sign in. And I'm just going to tuck that there like that. And then I'm going to bring that little bit that I cut off. I'm going to just pop that there like that. So that just grounds that bit in. And then this bit is going to go behind him. So let's just put a little bit of glue on these little grass bits. And then just hold that up. That is just going to tuck in there like that. So we've got that, so just making that bigger. And then the other thing I've done, so I've got two of these and I've just cut the front of the bike off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue his hand. So just put a bit of glue on the hand, and then the rest of him I'm going to put pin flare. So I'm going to put that there like that, and then just grab my tweezers and hold the hand, and then that's going to give you the illusion of the back just being closer to you. And then I've got a sentiment here that says, just to say, that is just in that same colour as the frame, just to tie that all together. There you go. So can you see the bike? And that'll just the back of that will just stand out a little bit more. But you could go in and add maybe a number or sentiment onto the post. That was not coming to me then. The little sign on there. So you could put like a special birthday. Could be maybe somebody's like just had their like bike license. Maybe they've always wanted a bike, and then it's like, oh, 31, you've done it. Or again, like I said about the train or just the scene, you could do as like somebody's going away. You could do that as well, because people go on like bike trips, don't they? Like a road trip where they like go down certain routes and things, and you can make it like a, you know, just enjoy your travels, bon voyage. Really, really nice. But the scenes for me do bring the whole thing, because if I broke that down, that's quite a simple card. You know, there's nothing really complicated that we've done there. We've used the mats and layers for the car base, we've used that frame, we've used the mats and layers again for that centre, but the artwork and those scenes just bring it together. They are such an easy, lovely collection to work with. But obviously you are going to have to come in and grab this if you do want to, because it has been very, very popular. I think it's been the quickest selling, I think it's definitely the quickest selling one that I've seen since I've been here, and Bunny is saying the same. So if you do want to grab it, do grab it while the stock is still there. Yeah, Bunny's just said, you know, people haven't got back from work yet. We do get busier as the day goes on, but you get so much in that collection. You are getting, you know, the on the horizon, all in all, you're getting 10 dies in there, and I'm counting the on the horizon as one die. With those scenes, those apertures, you've got so much in there. Not forgetting as well, you do get the stamp set in there. Oh, do you need me to bring it to the front? I've left it at the back. Can you still see it? Oh, that. Oh, shall I get it and we'll use it? Because I keep saying, oh, we'll do a stamp. Right, hang on. I'm gonna have to use yours. Oh, I thought you were still there then, and he was gonna be like, what? Oh, well, she just ruined my fun. Right, which one do you want, Bunny? Pick a sentiment. So this one's going to be the car and the gardener. Oh. Where's that? That one. Your hard work has paid off. Right, let's do it. Now, obviously this is the first time that I am using these stamps. So what I will say to you, every single time you get a new stamp, is get a little scrap bit of paper that you've just thrown in the bin, grab it and just do a stamp on to that. Do you think I can find a little bit of scrap? Oh, I'll use this. Oh, I'll use this. It's fine. Right, so again, just grab something, and because there's nothing wrong with the stamp, it's part of the manufacturing process. It might be absolutely fine, to be fair, it does look fine. But you might get a little bit of residue on the stamp just from the manufacturing process. So you just need to do a stamp. Look, I didn't even need to, but just do one anyway, just to make sure. Because obviously if you've done it onto your card and then you've got a bit of that residue, all it means is like maybe a little bit of it won't come up perfectly. So just do a little stamp on your bit of paper just to get rid of that, anything that will be on there. Right, so we're going to stamp on there. So let's do the base and then we can do the stamp. So this is going to be the base. So obviously I'm using the ovals for this one, and I've got the perfect papers here as well. So perfect paper is going on there. And then I've got the back. Right, now I'm just gonna, am I gonna stamp? No. Right, let's put it on the fold. So that is gonna go on there. It's so pretty, isn't it? Yeah, do you know what? And so Bonnie's just said the artwork just fits so much because I've just used it with the oval. And saying that, you know, you wouldn't think an artwork for a diamond, an oval, a diamond, an arch, and a circle, you're going to be able to get that from as well. They just work so well. Right, let me add, is that one next? Yes. Right, let's add this in. Oh, that'll fit there. Right, let's add some tape on here. Do you know I think you'd be able to do, I think you'd be able to use, if you got the rustic card shapes, you could essentially make the exact same card with the different shapes, and you would have 6 completely different looking cards. So if you made if you do make and sell, you know, you could essentially just do the same card, so do the same mat and layer, the same concept. So like the one that I just did, you could do that exact same one but with a different shape, or this one that I'm doing now, do one with the oval, do one with the square, one with the DL, and they would look so different, and you've essentially just used a different base, but you've done the exact same card, which is really nice, really good. Right, that's gonna go on there, and then that's gonna go there. So let's add, right, now where's he gonna sit? Right, so we'll do it there. Right, so we're gonna pop our sentiment here. So we've got Bunny's sentiment of choice. I'm just going to ink that out. Oh, not throw the ink pad everywhere. And then pop that there. So you got, your hard work is paid off. So let's add this in. And before I put that in, let's put the frame on. So the perfect paper that I used there in the back, I've got the same now, but I've got it in the solid, so we're going to put that around there. So that's going to give it the illusion of another layer, obviously in between these two, but it's not, it's just going to be the frame of this. So let's add this in. And then that is just going to sit perfectly on there, like that. Look at that. That looks so pretty. I just love that you could use that for a sympathy card, a wedding card, a baby. That could be anything, couldn't it? Absolutely anything at all. Right, so let's stick this down. So I'm going to glue this one flat, I think. Somebody just asked me how long will the stamp take to dry. Honestly, it completely will depend on what ink you use. Like that now is dry, but that is a VersaFine. If you stamp something, if you use something that is water-based, like a distress ink, it is going to take, obviously it's going to take a lot longer to dry. So I would say it completely will depend on what ink that you use. But to be fair, most inks, especially on cardstock, I mean, you're just going to put it to one side anyway, so you should be fine. But yeah, just be a bit wary. Right, now I've got 2 little bits in here that I need to pull out. Let's add these. Right, so we're going to come in with the clouds. We've got the car, we've got the gardener, we've got loads going on in this one. So let's bring the car in first of all. So I'm going to put this in. Now my thought process with this was, like, if somebody's out doing the gardening and then they got their prized possession on the drive behind them. So that was like my thought process with this. So the car's going to go there, and then we're going to build this up. So we're going to put the car in first, because that's going to be like at the back of this. So just put a little bit of glue, and then I'm going to put that there, like that. So that's going to be there. And then I've got some clouds and I've snipped into these as well. So that would have been there, like that. But I've just snipped it away. And I think I was going to go something like that. But obviously my centimetres are there. So we'll work that one out once we've got all the elements in. Let's build up our scene first. So I'm going to put this and I'm going to tuck that under there. So I'm just put a tiny bit of glue because I don't need the height on here. And I'm just going to tuck that almost like there. So again, that's giving you the illusion of that kind of at the back. So we've got that there. So let's bring in our gardener. So we've got him. Right, I'm going to pop him in so then we can start building up the image around him then. So that's going to go there, like that. And then now the pots that you've got in with the gardener, so in well tended, you've got that. Now that also comes to you, now that comes to you like that, and you've got the little sprout next to it that makes me think of the little robot film. And I've cut that off, like tiny little one. So we're going to like mix these up to just build this scene up. Now I'm going to snip into these again so you can see, like, that's how it's going to come. And then I'm just going to snip along this little bit of grass like that. So this is going to go in front of that car, just to kind of add to the, like, the car is in the background. So this is going to be at the front. And then this, I'm going to cut that one like that, like that, oh, and like that. So I've made 3 little me and Bunny are just like just little tuck-ins, little tufts. Bunny is saying tufts. That's what we've done. I don't know. I was like, you. I feel like I go on about Christmas, Bunny, as much as you say sprigs. Things. If there's anything the Bunny doesn't know, it's a sprig. Right, now the gardener, I've done the same type of thing that I did earlier when I showed you the bike. So obviously the gardener's sat at the side. Now the back of his arm and the back leg, I've gone in and I've just snipped those away, look. So now I can put him on there. And you've got that depth there then of see, so you've got that. So never be afraid to go into them and have a little play around like that, because they really do come to life. Now I'm going to get the little pot and let's add this in. So I'm going to put that there. I got the watering can. I might add that there. I think it's really different. I don't think I've seen one quite like this with the gardener sat down. You know, I think I've seen some with like gardeners where like they're holding flowers or holding something, like maybe like a flower pot or something, but not one just like sat like that. I think it's really lovely. And then I'm gonna just build this up. So I've got that there. Now that pot, I've got the exact same one here, but you can see I've just snipped away the little pot that's there that goes with. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue on there. Okay, so just put some glue on the back of there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the other one in there. So we've got that. So you've got another type of flower pot now. And that is going to go on there like that. Just build that up. Obviously you don't have to make the sound effects when you're making yours. It does help. I bet you anything that I would say more crafters make sound effects when they're crafting than don't make sound effects. I don't know if it does help, but yeah, I think it is just, you never make your own sound effects, Bunny, when you're doing anything. She's saying yeah all the time. I do not believe you one bit. Do you actually, or are you winding me up? Oh, right, okay. I didn't know if you were just winding me up or not. No, no, no. Right, and I'm going to add that little pot, a tiny little one. I'm going to add this right there, actually. So he's got a little pot there. And then we've got a stamp, and then, oh, let's do the clouds. What should we do with these? I'm going to add that there. Oh, and I'm going to add that one. Oh. Yeah, like that. Yeah. Oh, look at him. With his prized possession in his happy place, planting. And I bet you anything he's making his own, he's either making his own commentary to what he's doing, or he's making his own sound effects. Oh, he's just singing a song. So build them up, do not be afraid. But the scenes, for me, those backgrounds, they just bring it all together so well. And don't be afraid either. Have a look. Do you them here over there? The background papers you have got on the website, your I don't want to say normal, but like your free background papers with this collection as well, that are absolutely stunning. They are the nicest background papers I feel like Carnation have done for a long time. You've got ones that look like leather, you've got some with leaves in them, really nice textured ones, some that almost look like a notebook. There are absolutely lovely backgrounds on there, and that's not including the backgrounds you can see here. Oh, I have, but I can't really remember it. But Bunny's just said this makes her think of Scotland because of a film. If I would die if somebody messaged in being like, I know exactly what film it is, Bunny. Do you think? I gotta be honest, when you said, I was like, no clue. I'd be amazed if somebody got that. Ah, so Bunny's just saying that a lot of people will drive their car to Scotland who are big fans of the film and then take their picture there. Oh, okay. Well, I can do you one better, Bunny. I know the person who owns the actual car. Yeah, he has about 5 or 6 of them in a shed in his garage, in his garden. Yeah. Yeah, he collects cars from that film. So yeah, I think he's got about 6 or 7 of them. Yeah. Do you know you're saying that? I keep thinking of films now. Like that makes me think of Indiana Jones. Or the next film. No, I can't think of a film with that. No. Okay, we're done with the films. I love this one though. The frame for me, it just stands out on this. And with that foliage there on there, with the stamp, they look so incredible. I love how they all look so different. Again, you know, the design team have done such a good job. Fiona did that one. We've got one here by Vera. And you can just see how different they all look, which I think is just testimony to how versatile this collection actually is. I got another one there by Fiona. Oh, I like that one. Oh, and then we've got a little golf one here by Janine. Look at that. Working on his swing. So you can see they're such lovely ones to be able to work with. Some is so different, and I think we've said for so long how awkward men's cards are to make. I think Carnation have ticked that box now for us, so we can make some stunning cards with this collection. That does bring us to the end of our show. So today has been the first day of launch day. So me and Benny will be back tomorrow. We can't guarantee what the stock is going to be like tomorrow. We got to 70% by the end of the first show, so I don't know what the stock is like at the minute, and obviously people come home from work now and it does get busier, so I don't know what we'll be saying tomorrow morning, but me and Bunny will be back for 3 shows tomorrow. So hopefully have a lovely evening and we will see you then.